Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at lesson 6. Lesson 6, which is orders of operations. Okay, so we are familiar with orders of operation, right? Because the order that we have to follow is this. We have to follow bed mass. Okay, so brackets and exponents. If you have division and multiplication, you do it from left to right. And then if you have addition and subtraction only, then you do it from left to right as well. So now, before getting to that one, let's just revisit the rules for addition and subtraction. So add and subtract fractions. So how do we do addition and subtraction of fractions? The first thing that we have to do is to have, make all denominators the same. Okay, so we need to have all denominators to be the same, right? And then either add or subtract. That's what we need to do. Then step 2, so next, just add or subtract. Okay, so that's for addition and subtraction. What about the rule when we're multiplying? Multiply fractions. How do we multiply fractions? What's the rule? Multiply numerators by numerator and denominator by denominator. That's it. Okay, so for multiplying fractions, you multiply the numerator together, write it down, multiply the denominator, write it down. Okay, next one, last one, division. Okay, so what do we do for division? We're gonna multiply the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay, so you flip and multiply. Flip, so i.e. flip, then multiply. Okay, so those are the review of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay, so I did question example 1 yesterday, but I'll go through it again today. Okay, so this is what example 1 looks like. I'll do it on the white sheet, but this is the example 1 on page 17. It says 1/3 plus -2/3 times 1/2. Okay. I'm gonna try doing this without cross reducing, because yesterday I tried with cross reducing and some people are just not comfortable with it. Fair enough, that's okay, and I hear you. So here we go. What operation do we see? Okay, you see the brackets, but inside the brackets is just a number, one fraction, that's it, right? Okay, so that doesn't really count for anything. So we have what? Yeah, we see a multiplying here, and what else? An addition. Okay, so according to orders of operation, which one are we going to do first? Multiplication. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply first. Multiply first. So we're going to do this one first. Multiply first. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we multiply again? Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Yes? Okay. So what do we do with this one? Let's write it down. Okay, so how is that? Numerator times numerator, would that be? Negative 2 over 6. Good. From here, the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to add. Okay? This is a negative sign. That's not an operation. It's just a negative. Tells you it's on the opposite side of the number line. Okay, so how do we add again?
You have to make them equivalent.
We
make the denominators the same.
need to make denominators the same, okay? Well, how do we make the denominators the same? We have to look for the lowest common multiple. What's the lowest common multiple between 3 and 6? It would be, lowest common multiple of 3 and 6 would be 6, right? 6. Because you go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? And then the other one is 6, 12, 18, 24. Lowest common, 6. Okay. Well, this one is already 6. This one is not 6. So how do we make this 6?
Times 2.
Multiply by 2 times 2. Okay? Multiply by 2 and 2. Good. So 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2, 6. Plus negative 2 over 6. Okay. Now that they have the same denominator, you got 2 plus negative 2 is 0. So you have nothing out of the 6, which is 0. Yeah. Good. Is that nice? Straightforward? Not so bad, right? I'd say, even for myself, I try to do it step by step. Okay, I don't try to tackle a lot of operations all at once. So try that. Do it a step at a time, because it is overwhelming. It is. Okay, let's take a look at example 2. Okay, example 2 looks like this. Okay, what do you see? What operations? Okay, yeah, there's a brackets there, and then inside the brackets there is an operation. Okay. What else? Multiplication, yeah, multiplication right there. Good. What else? Subtraction, yeah, right there. Anything else? Addition, yeah, addition, which is really inside the bracket, so that one will have to be done first. Okay, so it says here we have to do the brackets first. Okay. Brackets first, we're gonna do this first. Step 1, that. And it says here we're supposed to add. But before we add, we need to have the same denominator. And they are. They are. That's a good thing, right? So what do we do with the other numbers? Just copy them down, right? So it's going to be 5/3 times, okay, what is this one? -4/5 plus 2/5 would be -2/5. Excellent. And then this one, I'm just going to recopy that. Okay, good. So it looks like I've gotten rid of the brackets and I've gotten rid of the addition. Right? Okay, so what are we going to do next?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. I'm going to do multiplication first. Multiplication. And how do we multiply? Yeah. Numerator, denominator by denominator. Correct. Okay. I'm not cross-reducing. If you want to cross-reduce, you can, if that's something that you're comfortable with, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So 5 times -2 is -10. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 1/3. Okay. There it is. What do you think we should do next?
In order to subtract, the denominators have to be the same.
Okay. In order to subtract, we have to make the denominator the same. So make denominators the same. Okay, so how do we make denominators the same?
Lowest common factor.
Okay, so lowest common multiple is 15, right? Because it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then the other one is 15, 30, so 15 is there. So this is already 15, great. This one is not 15, so how do we make it 15? Times it by 5, times it by 5, 5/5. Okay, so what do we do next?
Write down -10/15.
Yeah, we're going to write down -10/15 minus 5/15. And what's that equal to? -10 minus 5 would be -15/15. Okay, what's -15/15? It's going to be -1. Yeah, it's okay? Yes? Okay. Let's take a look at example 3. Okay. And if you have I was gonna mention this. If you have an opportunity to reduce, go reduce it to make it easy for us, right? Make it easy for you, so you're not working with a big number. Is there do you see an opportunity to reduce in here? Carl? You see something that needs to be reduced? Hmm? 3 and 12, yeah, okay. Yeah. You're just being shy, are you? Yeah, 3 and 12. How can we reduce 3 and 12? 3 twelfths. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. So what's that equal to? 1/4. Okay. So let's just do that. Who wants to do big numbers? I don't. So -1/4. Okay. Before I move on, is everybody okay with this? What just happened here? We divided by 3, divided by 3 to get 1/4.
You have to do it that way?
Technically, no. You don't have to, but this would make our life a little bit easier because we're going to end up with, well, still not super big, but makes our life easier dealing with smaller number rather than big numbers. Okay, what are we going to do first? What do you see? Brackets. Yeah, brackets. What else? Addition. What else?
Division.
Division. What else? Yeah, well, right now I don't see multiplication. We will later. Do you see multiplication? Later. Later, Samhar. Don't rush me. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do brackets first. And it says here, before I add these two, we need to have the same denominator. So what's the same denominator? 12. Okay. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Silly. So I got to make this times 4, times 4. I got to give this back. Sorry. Shouldn't have done that. Should have just kept it there. Okay. So the rest I'm just going to recopy. Divided by 4/12 plus -3/12. What's next? We're still working on this part here. So -2/3 divided by 1/12. Yes? You okay? Do you agree with me? Yeah. So you got 4 adding -3. Is that okay? Everybody agrees? Yeah? Okay, so basically what we did was we kind of simplified what's inside the brackets, and then that also gotten rid of the addition. So we have division left. Yeah, we're gonna, now this is dividing. What's the rule for dividing? Reciprocal. Right, and then multiply. Yeah, correct. So -2/3 times 12/1. Okay. So what are we going to do next? Numerator times numerator. 24. Denominator times denominator. It's 3. And it's going to be a negative here because it's a negative times a positive. And 24 divided by 3. Yeah, it would be -8. -8. Yeah, even. Okay, so. Yeah, for sure. Like that. How do you like that? Oh, no. Did you say not so bad or not so much?
Not so much.
Oh, not so much. I heard not so bad. That's what I, my hearing is good. I thought I heard it's not so bad. Okay? So, that concludes those 3 orders of operation examples. There's some questions for you to try. Okay? Slowly but surely. And then I'll help people around if you need help.